Adi Badenhorst is a man of his own. He is farming wines in the Swartland in South Africa. He grew up in a vineyard. He worked in a vineyard. He got out of it, worked in a restaurant, and came back to a vineyard and found it on his own terms, and that was this. He bought this with his cousin about 15 years ago, old bush vine Chenin Blanc, and he's been pursuing natural methods of making wine ever since. So he farms primarily organic, kind of in the lutte raisonnée style of French viticulture, where if he feels like he has to do something to save a harvest, he will. But he's definitely a Renaissance man. To look at him, you might say a hippie, he might be a hipster, but he's not. He's really a bohemian, and the man has got great taste. So the wine is Secateurs. This is his only monovarietal wine. It's 100% Chenin Blanc, old bush vines that are about 45 to 50 years old on the farm in Swartland. And this is all Chenin Blanc, as in most of Africa, grown on decomposed granite. So it is a very unique expression. And he farms this and harvests this over 12 consecutive days. And every day he takes the clusters, does a whole cluster. He does a rest first for about 24 hours in the cold, does a whole cluster press, and then adds more juice to the already fermenting juice. So it extends his time in the tank for about 20 days for full fermentation. And it's going to give you many layers upon layers of wine. And the Secateurs, as I recently just learned, is the difference between having wine cut with a knife and having wine cut with Secateurs, which are the scissors on the front here, or the pruning shears more specifically. And when you have pruning shears that you cut a vine with, you nestle it in your hand and you snip it off. When you use a knife, you have to grab it and squeeze it and cut towards you. So this is in order to preserve the fruit as perfectly as he can until it's actually pressed in the press. So he doesn't destem, he doesn't crush before any of his processes, and he harvests it and ferments it as slowly and temperately as possible. Enjoy.